Hey viewers, welcome to another Game Shed video with me, Jamie. And praise the Lord, we got here. It's Friday. It's Friday night, I'm happy. It probably won't be Friday when you're watching this. It's probably Monday morning, you're not feeling as jubilant as me. Sorry about that. But just be happy in the knowledge that whilst I'm speaking this voice, I have no work to look forward to. Joy. So what better way of celebrating than sticking on one of my favourites, Die Hard Trilogy for the Sega Saturn. What better way to release all that built up tension that I've got throughout the week? Slap on episode 2, Die Harder, with my bright blue Sega Saturn gun and go toe to toe with my big CRT television. So, although this game isn't rare, it's definitely one of the best Sega Saturn games. Graphics ain't amazing, but it sure is a lot of fun. You can pick it up for literally £2 or £3 on eBay. It's not an expensive one, but trust me, you'll have a laugh playing it. So here, in the not the greatest of the Die Hard movies, we're playing Die Hard 2, and it's a shoot 'em up. So, object, take out the terrorists, and live. That's all there is to it. Do you get penalised for shooting the civilians? Oh, just see a geezer do a barrel roll. Very nice. You don't really get penalised for blowing up the civilians. If anything, it's quite funny to hear them scream, but it does take points off you at the end of the level. You also get some nice little graphics come up like you just saw there. Whoops. Hit detection isn't bang on this game at all. One feature it does have, well, it's got a lot of hidden weapons and whatnot, but if you press start while you're pointing at the screen, you dash a grenade. If you press start with the trigger, you fire a rocket. So if you look in the top left hand corner of the screen there, you've got 10 rockets. I've got 10 rockets. You ain't got 10 rockets. I have. Top right hand corner of the screen, 11 grenades. So these might come in handy later. So again, usual Sega light gun game on rails. Point your gun off the screen, click to reload. Yeah, graphics haven't held the test of time. They weren't phenomenal back in the day when you consider the likes of, well, the Saturn didn't really have amazing graphics, but they were still sexy for their time. Lots of polygons. I mean, when you look at something like Virtua Cop 2 in comparison, you'll be like, why does anyone play this game? But trust me, this is a lot of fun. All the different weapons, knowing that you're John McClane and you probably ain't got a pair of shoes on, and all you've got is a vest. I mean, that's got to bring you a lot of joy. You can damage almost anything in this airport as well, which is quite fun. So here I'm just shooting off shotguns, which for some reason come out like rockets. Very powerful gun. Loads and loads of health to pick up. It's an absolutely phenomenal game. If you haven't played this, trust me, you need to. Because in the game itself there's 3 games. There's the first person, this or railgun game. There's Die Hard 1, which is a third person run around in the Nakatomi Towers, kill all the terrorists, move on, kind of jobby. And the third game, one of my favourites, possibly is Die Hard with a Vengeance, where you've got to save the city in your car. Worst handling in the game ever, but for some reason it just works. I was talking about this here game today with a friend of mine, and he made a massive claim, which was that this is possibly the greatest movie franchise game release ever. Now, it took me a while. It shouldn't have taken me a while. Yeah, there haven't been many great video games related to movie tie-ins, because, quite frankly, the scripts aren't given to the game makers, the developers and whatnot, in enough time. Obviously they don't want to give the film away, etc, etc. So you know, game makers ain't got all that much time to play around with their options, and the games are often rushed and just, you know, very linear. But aside from this, I can think personally of only one other, which was a great little franchise game, which was actually GoldenEye on the N64. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I really can't think of anything else. I'd love to say anything tied in with Alien or Predator, but not really. No. So that's level 1 done. Wasn't too much of a kick in the buttocks, but it was still a load of fun. So we go on to level 2. Bit deeper into the airport, no longer in the front area. With my dual-wheeled pistols here. Remember, try not to shoot the civilians, because you don't want to get them dead, do you? Yeah, let us know if you can think of any decent film tie-ins. Not films of games, but games of films. I mean, films of games. Blimey, that's an even harder one to call. People might slate me for this, but I quite enjoyed the Resident Evil film. Sorry, I quite enjoyed the Resident Evil film, the first one, not the other 42 that came afterwards. What else? I mean, there's been a whole load of utterly horrible films that have come out based on computer games. To think of a few, I mean, Tomb Raider, Doom, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, the first Mortal Kombat film. Yeah, it's not great, but it's not hateable. I mean, the list goes on and on. My worst, probably because I'm a bit of a fanboy, film of a game was House of the Dead. Now, if you ever get to see that, you may need some hard narcotics or a lot of alcohol to get you through it. It's so bad that in the film they actually use some of the video game footage. I don't know why. It's absolutely terrible. So anyway, back to this game. As you can see, right now my arm's probably getting a bit tired, and I'm just capping anything that moves, quite frankly. I'm just spraying the place down, shooting every single object I can. Why? Because it's fun. It's fun to just go nuts. It's not always fun to just try for the headshots or to be perfect. I mean, look at that. It's just an explosion of blood. There we go. And some more utter devastation and carnage. I love it. So what other gun games for the Saturn would I recommend? I'm not a big fan of Virtual Cop 1. I know it means a lot to other people, but Virtual Cop 2 took away a lot of my younger years, to the point where, I mean, I was going through the game without losing a life. I was hooked on that game. I will be doing a gameplay video for that within the next few days. Definitely, because that needs to come onto this channel as a show of appreciation from me. So yeah, we're nearing the end of this here level. There's a few more little sneaky bits and pieces coming up. So what have we been up to at the Game Shed? A hell of a lot actually. Myself and Mark, the other member of the Game Shed, hooked up this week for some co-op and multiplayer gameplay videos. Recorded down a lot of videos. Tried a new piece of technology, a nice expensive mic. Beautiful thing it is, on a stand. So we recorded 5 or 6 videos down, uploaded 2 of them to the channel. You might have checked them out already. Unfortunately, the microphone came out in mono, one channel, so if you're listening to it on a nice system whereby you've got one speaker to the left of your head and one speaker to the right of your head, you'll hear our voices on the right and the gameplay in stereo, which is very off-putting, especially if you've got headphones on. It just sounds weird. It sounds like I'm in the room with you, behind you, or something creepy. I can assure you I probably wasn't. So rest assured, I'm not that crazy stalker you think or wish I was. So I've got 4 of those commentaries on hold. I'll see if I can layer them down, put them into some form of stereo. But I mean, there's some real quality games in there. So for the time being, we'll scrap that mic and just crack on as per usual. There we go, end of stage 2, and I'm just getting absolutely molested with bullets and knives and whatnot, and I managed to scrape through. Just. So yippee-ki-yay. So that wraps up level 1 and 2 of Die Hard Trilogy's episode 2, Die Harder.